Hi guys, it's Drea. Today I have for you the first video in a new series. This is going to be a Throwback Thursday. I know a lot of other people on YouTube do these. I know Kristen Game does them, probably a lot of others too. Basically, looking back at an old favorites to see, are they still favorites? Do you still like them? Do you still own them? What has happened since you favorited them? So this is looking back on a favorites from March. I guess it was my March favorites of 2016. So basically a year ago, just a little bit over a year ago. And all of these things were favorites then, and we'll see if they're still favorites now. So back then, I think this had pretty much just launched and people were going pretty crazy for it. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I know that people are still kind of going crazy over this, including myself. I've talked about this so much over the last year on my channel. It's insane, really. And this is what mine looks like right now. You can see it's had a ton of use, and that is mostly because it's in my makeup use up for the year. That's why it's got a sticker on it. So I am trying to pan this, and it is taking a really long time, but it's good going because I do really like it. It's a matte bronzer. It smells incredible. I've told you guys a million times. It smells like, you know, coconut tanning lotion. And it's just like the perfect light color bronzer. Nice and matte, drugstore prices. It blends really well. I'm wearing it today. I love this bronzer. And yeah, that's why I'm trying to pan it because I really love it. Next thing was also, I think, pretty new to the scene last year when I favorited it. The scene, as if there's a scene. This is from Urban Decay. It's the Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid. Mine is in the shade Peach. So this has like a doe foot applicator. Do you even call this a doe foot applicator when it's like flat on both sides? Or is that called something else? It's called like a paddle maybe? I don't know. But anyway, I love the wand on this. It's super flexible. This is still definitely a favorite. That's what it looks like there. It's definitely a peach corrector. They've come out with a few other colors. They have one, I think, that is a lot darker than this too now. So if you have a darker skin tone, but this tends to work really well on me. I don't know, I'm going back and forth between whether I like this one better or the Benefit Erase Paste better. I thought I really loved this one, and then I wore the Benefit Erase Paste a few weeks ago, and I loved the way it looked. So they're both good. I mean, this is really good. I'm like down to here on it. So I have been using this nonstop for the last year, still loving it. And then to go along with that, and I think that's why I favorited this, because I use this in conjunction. This is the Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush from Sephora. I've definitely talked about this a lot. I know I put it like in VIB recommendations videos and stuff like that. Sephora collection brushes are amazing quality. If you've never tried them before, they really are very good. I have lots of different eyeshadow and face brushes from Sephora collection. I think it's one of the things they do the best out of their house brand. But anyway, this one is perfect for right under the eye, which of course it should be because it's a concealer brush, and it really does buff out concealer really well. I use it for concealer sometimes, but I usually use it daily for my color correcting, and that's why it's dirty, because I use it every day, including today. So I love this. It works really well at just anything for under the eye. It's nice and soft. It doesn't shed. I've washed that brush a bazillion times, and it's still like perfect quality. The next thing is from Smashbox. It is the Photo Finish Primer Water. The one that I had been talking about last year was the travel size, a lot smaller than this, and I used that up and I loved it so much that I ended up purchasing the full size and have since put it in my makeup use up for the year. When I started it at the beginning of my makeup use up, it was pretty much at the top, and we're now like in the beginning of May, and here's where we are. So I use this constantly. And I've talked about this a few times on my channel, but you know, not very often. You know, a lot of people do multi-masking where you'll put different types of masks on different areas of your face for different face concerns. I really believe in that for priming as well. So, you know, if you have pores in certain areas, you want to use a pore filling primer, but you may not want to put that all over every contour of your face. Whereas you might be drier in certain areas, you might want to prime with something more hydrating. Or like for me, I like to do something mattifying in the T-zone and then something else on the other parts of my face. So that's what I do, and then at the end of whatever priming situation I've got going, I will spray my face with this, because I feel like this just gives whatever I've done the stick for my makeup to stick to it. I've talked about before how I'm not like a huge expensive eyelash person. I really like drugstore eyelashes, cheaper eyelashes. I found a whole bunch that I love, and I feel like if it's not broke, don't fix it when it comes to lashes. I've definitely tried some higher end ones, and I don't know, I've never been so blown away that I feel like I need to make a complete switch. So I'm still on the cheap, affordable eyelash bandwagon. Now, in that video, I talked about red cherry lashes, specifically the WSP ones, the Wispies. Though that pair, I loved them so much. I probably wore that one pair of eyelashes 30 times before I got rid of them. And they held up so well. They had a super thin, flexible band. They looked super natural and just like, they were very kind of wispy all over, not just with a flare at the end, like kind of everywhere. Those were my absolute favorite eyelashes of the last year. And I was very sad when I had to get rid of them because they've changed their look now. So this is new packaging for red cherry lashes, and this is the Wispies, and they've actually changed the way the eyelashes look as well. They don't look as natural anymore. They kind of look a little bit faker. I don't know, they just look different. They're not the same. And this pair, just yesterday, I cut them in half because sometimes what I'll do is if I'm not loving an eyelash or if they're getting old, I'll cut them in half and then I'll use like a half lash just for the outside of my lashes on certain days when I want more oomph, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing fake eyelashes, you know what I mean? So that's what I do with these. So you can kind of see the idea of what they would look like, but like I said, they're not exactly the same. This next thing kind of falls into the camp of what was I thinking? This blush, you guys, I don't know what I was thinking. So this is from MAC. It's called Life's a Picnic. This was from a limited edition collection called Flamingo Park. It was their spring collection last year. If you think I'm going to dip my finger into this and it's going to come out sheer, you are sorely mistaken. This is super, super duper pigmented blush. Like, I don't know. I haven't used this in the last year. Now, that's not to say I won't ever use it again. I don't really have anything like this in my collection. And I know it doesn't really like sheer out completely. It's still pretty intense when you do that. But if you go in like with a duo fiber brush and just lightly tap into it, it's workable. But I definitely would not call this a favorite still. These next two things, I believe, are discontinued. They're either discontinued or super hard to get, one of the two. Okay, let's start with this. This is from Vincent Longo. This is the La Bella Luce highlighter in Flora. Vincent Longo is not a brand that I ever hear about, and I heard at one point that they went out of business and then they didn't, and I bought this off the Bay, the Hudson's Bay online, and you know, I'll still go on there and see it, but I know at one point last year they had like cut/slash prices on them, and I was like, well, are they discontinuing? I cannot figure this brand out. I don't even know if they exist anymore. But this highlighter is so beautiful. This is what I'm wearing today. It's pretty intense, but still kind of natural looking at the same time. I feel like on camera it comes across a little bit more intense than it does in real life. Like in real life, it just looks a little bit more gentle, but I really love this. I mean, and it's so pretty in the pan. Like, look at that. It's kind of, well, it's obviously very light, but it's definitely got a little bit of a purple tinge to it as well. And this has remained one of my favorite highlighters because on the cheek, it just looks so pretty. You know how sometimes you swatch a highlighter and it can look kind of chalky and it doesn't really look like anything in a swatch, but once you put it on the cheeks, it looks magical. That's kind of how I feel about this one. And it's still a favorite, but I don't really talk about it on camera because like I said, I just don't know what's going on with that brand. And then the next thing is from Kiko. So Kiko Cosmetics, I ordered this and had it shipped to my mother-in-law in the States because they don't ship to Canada. So they don't name these, or if they do, it's not on the tube. This is just number 507. Packaging on this is so cool. You push it and it pops out, and then that's your tube right there. And then this is the shade. So this is what I'm wearing on my lips right now. I do like this, but I don't really love it anymore. So you can see that's what it looks like. I mean, you can see it on my lips. And it is a really beautiful color, and it is kind of like a Your Lips But Better kind of perfection for me, but it kind of gets that clinginess to different parts of your lips, and then it kind of looks sheerer in some areas and more opaque in others, and it's just not like a nice consistent wash across your whole lips. it looks a little weird. So I do like the way it looks, but it doesn't wear very well, and I don't wear it all that much. And again, I don't really talk about it because they did discontinue this packaging at least. I don't know if they still offer these colors in like different packaging, but I know that packaging got clearanced out. The next one was from Revlon. It was their lip butter in Juicy Papaya. They have completely discontinued that line of lip butters. I don't know why. I think that was one of their most amazing line of products that they had. They were so good. I have other colors, but that one in particular was my absolute favorite shade. It was so pretty. If I would have realized that they were clearancing them out, I would have bought backups, multiple backups of that. It was just the most beautiful, peachy sheer goodness, like this but 10 times better. And yeah, those are gone. So I did actually completely use that up. I don't even know if I've shown it in my empties yet because it was really recently that I used it up. But those are so moisturizing and lovely, and I have actually used up 2 other ones of those too, just using them kind of like lip balms. So it's really unfortunate that they got rid of those. If they ever bring them back or repackage or reformulate, like, I don't know, I would definitely hop on that train if they did. And the last thing was this lipstick from MAC. This is called Sweetie. I've also put this in my makeup use up for the year. Whenever you see emoji stickers on my makeup, that means it's in my makeup use up project. And look at this, you guys. Isn't that amazing? How often can you say like you've used up a full MAC lipstick? Obviously I'm not there yet, but I am well on my way. This is just a nice sheer kind of throw on, keep it in your purse. Just if you're in the car and you just want to slap something on quickly, give your lips some life, this is a really, really good shade for that. And I do like it a lot, obviously why I put it in my use up project. So still, I wouldn't say it's like an absolute favorite color ever. Like I don't think I'm going to repurchase it after I use it up, but it's still a favorite in that I'm definitely using it and will continue to. So that is it for my throwback and looking back on these favorites. Let me know if this is a video that you like, because I'm thinking about just continuing it maybe like once a month, once every 6 weeks, and kind of looking back. I kind of like to do that on my channel a lot, is look back at like old hauls, old favorites, stuff like that, because that way I can give you guys, you know, reviews. It's nice to kind of follow up on things rather than just see them once and then never hear about them again. So if this kind of video you like, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd love to have you around. I think it's a really fun place to hang out on my channel. And that is it for today. So I will see you guys in my next one. Hope you're having a great day. Love you guys. Bye-bye.